Yes, I teach college English, business writing, technical writing, literature courses, and critical thinking, which is very difficult for me to do sometimes. I have been teaching for 26 years. I actually started with preschool, then I went to seventh grade and taught 5 years, and then I went to the college level for my last years here in education. So I enjoy so much what I do. I have quite a few books and things like that that are published. So you can just Google me. My products and my books and things like that will pop up. You can read some of my articles. A lot of it is related to education, writing, how to do active learning, learning communities where we learn and share from each other, which is so important. And I live in Oklahoma, which is kind of in the middle lower section of the United States. We get all 4 seasons here. So right now we are having an early fall, and the weather is crisp and a little bit cool and damp, with a little bit of sunshine here and there. So we're kind of transitioning from that summer heat over to that coolness. So then we'll have some winter and back into spring. So we get all 4 seasons, and we have a variety of landscape in Oklahoma. We have some desert area in the western part, but where I live, we have one of the tallest waterfalls in Oklahoma. So it's one of the most beautiful areas. So hopefully some of you will come to visit me one day.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
My name is Maheshwar. I am an eighth grader from GPHS Penwaka. May I ask you a question?
Yes, please do.
What strategies do you suggest to help students organize their ideas clearly in essays?
So one of the best things you can do is with anything that you want to pursue or have a passion about, and that is to practice. Write daily. Maybe have a blog or a diary or a journal, or maybe you start your own column locally or put out a newsletter, or maybe you love to do comic book writing. So just do it daily, even if it's a few sentences. Another great strategy that I really ask my students to do is to find an author that they enjoy reading and to copy that author's style. So, one of the things we did was we read some stream of consciousness work. Now, I don't know if anyone there has read any of that,
No.
but it's very odd because it looks like paragraphs, and it typically has no punctuation. Jamaica Kincaid has some that is wonderful, so maybe y'all can take a look at that. And it just free flows, and it's kind of a thought process. And so I had my students try that style of writing, and then we broke that up and put into sentences, and we did some different kinds of work with that. And we also tried some of Charles Dickens's style, like with Great Expectations. He has very long, flowing sentences. So I tell my students, you should be able to put your fingers on your nose and take a deep breath and say the complete sentence. And if you can get through it, the length is okay. But if you can't get through the sentence is much too long. And Charles Dickens has those kinds of sentences that you can't get through without running out of breath and feeling like you're going to fall over and pass out. So try copying some different styles of writing from authors who are already famous, and see if you can find your little niche there, something that really grabs you and says, "Oh, I really want to do this, and I love this, and this is my style, and I can perfect this and put my own little spin on it." So you want to do that. The other thing to do is to simply read a lot of different genres. Now, I am not a science fiction or realism, social, magical realism type of reader. So when I took literature classes, it forced me to get out of my comfort zone. My comfort zone is English literature, more of the Victorian and Tudor medieval ages. So that's my comfort zone, and that's what I love to read. But I took several classes, such as war in literature, which I loved, and we did comic books in that class. I that's hard for me. I really had to watch the symbolism and put things together. So I had to get out of my comfort zone and do some different styles and types of reading so that I could kind of experiment with what was out there and learn different kinds of writings, but practice every single day. You would do that if you wanted to be good at basketball or playing the flute or the drums. You would practice every day. So that's what you want to do to get better.
In order to develop the writing skills among the students, I need to work really hard right from the scratch, even though they um, come to the sixth grade or seventh grade and eighth grade. Some students are not in a position to write even a sentence or a paragraph on their own English. In this context, I try to teach them the basics. Especially, I start with irregular verbs, and it is always followed by the tenses. I mean, I would like to introduce them tenses. Could you please share uh, some of the important topics that needs to be taught to the students?
Oh, what I do is I start very simple and I teaching the parts of speech is way too fast for my students. I need to jumpstart them and get them going quickly and bring them up to speed. So it's the author imitation. We start with very simple sentence. Let's give a 3-word sentence. The dog ran. All right. Now, if I'm going to add to that front of the sentence, I'm going to use a comma. Whatever I add to the front will have a comma. In the rain, on the moon, at lunch, frequently. And then we're going to take that stem and we're going to reverse it to the end of the sentence. The dog ran in the rain. The dog ran at noon. The dog ran frequently. The comma will disappear. So we start very simple, basic sentence, and we start to layer out. It not only makes the grammar easy because at the front of the sentence you have the comma. It doesn't matter what you add. When you reverse your stem to the end, the comma disappears. Of course, that only works with very simple sentences of 3 to 4 or 5 words, right? Because your meaning, as you drop in other phrases, your meaning gets layered and layered. So that's how I teach it. I don't bother with the parts of speech anymore. My students, of course, are coming in at your students' levels, a lot of them, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth grade, but
Hello,
they're
ma'am.
adults. Yes,
Yeah,
they're
yeah, yeah.
adults. Yeah. So they've already had 12 years and they don't know it. I have to
Hmm.
jumpstart. Yeah. So author imitation is, again, the easiest way. Let's take a look at some famous authors, choose their style, and let's copy that. I have tons of PowerPoints on those. So what I will do is open that folder for you and send you that link. If you'll just send me an email address that's good for you, you can pull what you want. If you'll pull the PowerPoints, you can make them your own.
Thank you so much. And here is my last question. Could you please offer some tips in writing any discourse? I mean, whether it is a letter or a diary entry or any discourse. Could you please offer some tips? And these kids are actually going to take one public examination when they come to grade 10. It is mandatory for all these kids to score minimum 30 marks in these three different topics, uh,
Oh,
discourses.
wow.
I mean, yeah. So,
N-
could you please offer some tips? Yes.
Is it a computerized writing test or
No, no, no.
handwritten?
It's not computerized, and they have to write manually on a paper.
Oh, that's very interesting. We have moved completely computerized here. So
Mhm.
I think it's wonderful that you're still composing on paper. I applaud you for that. The
Thank you.
students are probably going, no, 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 we want those computers. But I tell you what, there's something to be said for pen, pencil, paper composing. All right. Tips. Yes. All right. When you get your topic, pull your keywords. Think about words that mean the same as your keywords so you can interchange those. So, for example, if your topic is how how do you make a house a home? Your keywords would be house and home. Pull those. What other words mean house and home that you could interchange those with? Apartment, townhome, single family residence, hut. What could you use to interchange those with? Once you find some of those keywords, think about your main points. Jot down your main points. If making a house a home means love, family, um, communication. There's my three main points. What can I write about and give as an example underneath those? Then write what examples you have underneath those. Come back again with that final sentence that caps it all up for that reader. All of these things will make a house a home. All of these things will make my apartment a home. All of these things will make me feel great in my home. So, using that very structured kind of outline setup, all you have to do is go back and develop your sentences underneath there, and your essay will really feel like it writes itself that way. All right. A lot less stressful. So pull those keywords, think of those main points, give your examples, tie it together. You've got it done.
May I request you to take us outside your room so that we can see the morning of Oklahoma?
Yes, and the leaves are falling. So I'm going to attempt. Now the sun popped out, but you'll see there are some clouds in the sky, and we are expecting some rain later today.
Wow,
But yeah, there you go. So
really
you can
beautiful.
see how,
Really
yes,
beautiful.
and you can see the yellow and the,
Mm.
all of that. So
Yes.
the flowers are absolutely gorgeous. This, I don't know if we can see those. I'll try. Oh, there we
Yeah,
go.
yes, yes, yes,
Kind of
yes,
see the yard there.
yes.
So it is such an honor and a pleasure to be with you
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
Good luck on your exams. Be sure to send me your email. I'll open that folder for you.